I am Usha Pathak. Elders, please accept my respect and love to youngers. Today I am teaching you comparison of adjective. Adjectives have commonly no modification but the forms of comparison. Comparison is variation of adjective to express quality in different degree as hard, harder, hardest, soft, softer, softest. There are three degrees of comparison: the positive, the comparative, and the superlative. The positive degree is that which is expressed by the adjective in its simple form, as an elephant is large, a mouse is small, a lion fierce, active, bold, and strong. The comparative degree is that which is more or less than something contrasted with it, as a whale is larger than an elephant. A mouse is a much smaller animal than a rat. The superlative degree is that form of adjective which is most or least of all included with it, as the whale is the largest of the all animal that inhabits the globe. The mouse is the smallest of all beasts. Those adjectives whose signification does not admit of different degree cannot be compared as to, second, all, every, immortal, infinite. Those adjectives which may be varied in sense but not in form or compared by means of adverbs as fruitful, more fruitful, most fruitful. Now, some special points on adjectives. It has been almost universally assumed by grammarians that the positive degree is the only standard to which the other degree can refer, though many seems to think that the superlative always imply or include the comparative and is consequently inapplicable when only two things are spoken of. Neither of these positions is involved in the following examples. In the phrase, greater than Solomon, more than a bushel, later than 1 o'clock, it is not immediately obvious that the positive great, much, and late are the real term of contrast. The true nature of the comparative degree is this: it denotes either some excess or some relative deficiency of the quality when one thing or party is compared with another in respect to what is both, as because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. Now, regular comparison. Adjectives are regularly compared when the comparative degree is expressed by adding er and the superlative by adding est to them, as positive, great, comparative, greater, and the superlative, greatest, and such as mild, milder, mildest. In the variation of adjective, Final consonants are double. Final E is omitted and final Y is changed into I. Agreeable to the rules for spelling as hot, hotter, hottest, wide, wider, widest, happy, happier, happiest. The regular method of comparison belongs almost inclusively to monosyllables with dissyllable ending in W or Y and such other as receive it and still have but one syllable after the accent, as narrow, narrower, narrowest, gloomy, gloomier, gloomiest, noble, nobler, noblest, gentle, gentler, gentlest. Now, comparison of adverb. The two degree of superiority may also be expressed with precisely the same import as above by prefixing to the adjective the adverbs more and most, as famous, more famous, most famous, amiable, more amiable, and most amiable. The degree of inferiority are expressed in like manner by the adverbs less and least, as famous, less famous, least famous, amiable, more amiable, least amiable. The regular method of comparison has, properly speaking, no degree of this kind. Nearly all adjectives that admits of different degree may be compared by means of the adverbs, but for short words, the regular method generally preferable, as quick, quicker, quickest, rather than quick, more quick, most quick. We take a distinction between the regular comparison by ER and EST and the comparison by adverbs because, in a grammatical point of view, these two methods are totally different. The meaning, though the same, being expressed in the one case by an inflection of the adjectives and in the other by a phrase consisting of two different parts of speech. Comparison must not be considered a general property of adjectives. It belongs chiefly to the common adjectives and is by no means applicable to all of these. Common adjectives or epithet denoting quality are perhaps more numerous than all the other classes, but together many of these and a few that are pronominal may be varied by comparison, and more practical and participle adjectives may be compared by meaning and of the adverbs, but adjectives formed from proper names, all the numerals and most of the compounds are in no way susceptible of comparison. All nouns used adjectively, as an iron bar, an evening school, are also incapable of comparison. Irregular comparison. Some adjectives are compared irregularly, as good, better, best, bad, evil, ill, worse, worst, little, less, least, much, more, most, many, more, most. There is some special points in English and also in Latin. Most adjectives that denote place or situation not only form the superlative irregularly but are also either defective or redundant in comparison. The following nine have more than one superlative as far, farther, farthest, farmost, near, nearest, next, fore, former, foremost, or first, hinder, hindmost, or hindermost, inner, inmost, or innermost, outer, outmost, or utmost, upper, upmost, or uppermost, lower, lowest, or lowermost, later, or later, latest, or last. The following five want the positive as after, aftermost, further, furthermost, hithermost, neithermost, undermost. The following want the comparative as front, frontmost, headmost, endmost, topmost, bottommost, midmost, northmost, southmost, easternmost, westernmost. Please subscribe my channel, like and share with your friends.